What Lonzo Thinks is a wide-ranging, free-flowing discussion where I offer my unsolicited views on everything from music, movies, politics, sports, religion, pop culture, you name it. If it's happening, I'm talking about it. My thoughts are unsolicited, but I enjoy the sound of my voice, and I hope you enjoy it too. All right, and I'm back with yet another review, and this time I will be reviewing Andre Cymone's album, AC. Now, Andre Cymone is mistakenly labeled as a Prince protege, when in actuality, he was not a protege. He was a contemporary of Prince's, one of his best friends growing up. And actually, Andre's name is actually Andre Simon Anderson. Love that last name. It's my last name as well. And Cymone is a derivative of his middle name, Simon. Anyways, he and Prince basically grew up together. He was born in Minneapolis as well. And Prince actually lived with Andre and his family for a period of time when Prince had a falling out with his father. So they were very close friends, and they basically came up together as far as I guess, starting out playing in bands together in the music industry and everything. And they were very close, and they were born actually 14 days apart from each other. Prince was born June 7th, 1958, and Andre was born June 27th, 1958, and I was born in June as well, June 21st. So Prince was born in June, I was born in June, Andre Cymone was born in June. Hey, you do the math. Geniuses are born in June, and I do include myself in that number. That's about all I have in common with these dudes, because definitely not the bank account. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm digressing already, so get back on track. All right. Yeah, Andre and Prince were very close friends, played in the first band together. I think the band was called Grand Central. Then they changed it to Champagne. That's where Morris Day was also playing in that band. Andre's sister, Linda, played in the band. Pepe Willie, everybody knows from the 94 East album. They all were together. I think there was a guy named Charles who was Prince's cousin. So these cats just basically came up together, playing music together. So Andre was not a protege. He was actually a contemporary of Prince's. Not as successful, obviously, as Prince, but successful in his own right. Some of you may remember he was in Prince's band, the Pre-Revolution Band, really through his first album, through Dirty Mind, if I'm not mistaken. And if you go back and look at some of the videos, you will see Andre playing bass. He was a bassist playing bass in Prince's band. And he actually left the band back in 1981, I believe, and embarked on a solo career with less than spectacular results. He had a couple of albums, Living in the New Wave, and another one, I forget the name of that one, I'll remember it. And AC was his third album, released in 1985. And I was always intrigued by Andre, because obviously, as a huge Prince fan, I was intrigued by anyone who made music with him, especially Andre, because they were so close. They even look spectacularly alike in a lot of different ways as well. So I'm sure if you saw the guys, you'd think, hey, they were probably related or brothers or something, but they weren't. They just happened to, have the same complexion and a lot of the same facial features, which is kind of odd. But I'll leave that up to your conjecture. But actually, he and Prince had a bit of a falling out. I think it was tied to creativity and maybe some money issues, so on and so forth. So they had a falling out, and a few years later, they actually made up, and Prince gave Andre his one solo hit song, and that was from the AC album as well. But Andre did go on to have a successful career as a producer as well as a performer. He actually produced a lot of major artists, the biggest one being Jody Watley. He basically helped her to skyrocket her into superstardom when she was hot for a few years there. He actually wrote and produced her first album, I do believe, the one I'm Looking for a New Love, Still a Thrill. There were some great songs on that record, Don't You Want Me. So Andre did have some success as a producer, especially with Jody Watley, whom he later married and had a kid with as well. So even though his career did not match Prince's, he did actually cut a nice little slice for himself in the music industry as well. So good on him. But anyways, I will be reviewing, check that, not interviewing, reviewing AC, his third album, which is my favorite of his albums. Like I said, it was released in 1985, and before then, his first two records did not do as well as I'm sure he had hoped. He was more on a new wave techno pop type of a vibe versus Prince's funk type music, and it didn't really catch on with fans, even though Surviving in the 80s and Living in the New Wave. Surviving in the 80s was the second album. Living in the New Wave was the first one. And I did like some of his songs. What Are We Doing Here is a song that I really, really liked. And also Kelly's Eyes. And also there was Surviving in the 80s, the actual title track as well. So he did have some pretty decent music. I did buy both of those albums as well, but they, like I said, they weren't great, and but there were some songs that did resonate with me as well. So when I went into getting the AC album, I was there was some trepidation in buying it, but the strong single, "The Dance Electric," prompted me to go ahead and buy the record, and I was pleasantly surprised because it's a very decent record. So that being said, I would do a brief snapshot review of each song, then kind of tie it all together and do a brief analysis, and then I'll be out here like leap year. Anyways, the first track from the record is "The Dance Electric," and of course, this is the big song that Prince actually gave to Andre, and it was actually re-released on Prince's posthumous Purple Rain re-release. Is one of the bonus tracks, and if you listen to the record, it sounds exactly like Andre Cymone's version. It's basically the exact same song, just with Andre's vocals instead of Prince's vocals. But once again, they sound a lot alike, especially on this particular song. So you really can't even tell much of a difference between the two tracks. But the official release of Dance Electric was Andre's with his vocals, and it is a great song. Not good song, great song. Now, I was kind of disappointed that Prince's version wasn't released, because it probably would have been a bigger hit. It was a huge hit for Andre as well. It made the top 10 on the R&B chart, and it did make a small impact on the Billboard chart. I mean, the video was like all over the place. It was on MTV, and of course, just all the video outlets back during that time. And the song is it's if you remember the video, it's kind of set like in a post-apocalyptic world, kind of like Mad Max or whatever, with Andre obviously, playing the lead character, and there's like basically like a dance competition where the penalty is death if I guess if you don't make, I guess you're dancing, and it's kind of like a marathon, and people kind of falling off left and right, and then they're dying, and so you're basically dancing for your life as the world is kind of crumbling around them. And once again, it was an interesting video, and once again, the song is absolutely magnificent. And the instrumentation is great. The vocals are great. Like I said, there are Prince's vocals. He basically goes over those vocals, but Andre's vocals are just as strong. I think obviously Prince produced the song, so it was a great collaboration between those two. And I was very glad to that Andre did get that hit song that as a solo artist that obviously I'm sure he worked very hard towards. And the fact that it was a collaboration with Prince in no way diminishes his input on that record, and the success of it as well. So it is a great opening track, and the thing about it, with Prince, he always liked to open his albums with a strong, a big vivacious number to open the album, and this is exactly what The Dance Electric is. It is a great song to open up that particular record, and I highly recommend it. It sounds great to this day. So listen to Prince's version, listen to AC's version or Andre Cymone's version, and see what the difference is. If you can tell the difference, and tell me what you think about it. The two versions, whose version is best. So, but once again, the songs are pretty much identical, but it's a great song. Don't miss it. Next up is Lipstick Lover. Lipstick kiss, oh lover, let's do it like this. Do you understand it? I love Lipstick Lover, as you can tell. It's a great follow-up track to the Dance Electric, and it could be a companion piece with Kiss. So Prince's version, which is Kiss. Well, not version, they're different songs, but it's a good tandem song with a song like Kiss. And on a lot of mixtapes, if I put the two together, I'll have Kiss and Lipstick Lover together as well. But it's a strong song, and he actually performed this song American Bandstand along with Dance Electric. And it was a great performance. If you ever get a chance to check it out, he actually did perform on American Bandstand. And it was a really good performance. The song is not in the script, but it's a great song, though. The instrumentation is great. The vocals are very strong. Andre really went out on this song, and I have nothing bad to say about it. It's a really good song. Next up is Pretty Wild Girl, which is a ballad. And once again, it's a pretty strong ballad. It's not in the script, it's filler, but it's a pretty decent song. Wild girl, yeah, yeah. That's why he kind of riffs on the song or whatever, but it's a decent song. Nothing wrong with it. It's a good guitar riff that kind of leads the song, and nothing wrong with it. It's not spectacular at all, but it's not a bad song. Next up is Book of Love. Now I love Book of Love. Book of Love is, and the thing I love about it most is the instrumentation. I mean, there's nothing spectacular about the song, but it's something about the vocal and the musical arrangement on this song that really kind of grabs me. And I think second to Dance Electric is my second favorite song on this record. And the first four tracks, the Dance Electric, Lipstick Lover, Pretty Wild Girl, Book of Love, very strong tracks, absolutely strong tracks. Great start to the album. He's doing great the first four songs in. Next up is Satisfaction. The harder you try, the more you get satisfaction. Once again, it's filler, but it's good filler. Nothing spectacular about the song. It's just very good filler. Don't miss it. You don't have to skip Satisfaction. It's a good song. Next up is Sweet Sensuality. Once again, it's a ballad, and it's another strong, nondescript type of song. It's filler, but it's good filler. Nothing bad to say about it. It's a good song, and I don't skip it. So now we're, 6 songs in? The Dance Electric, Lipstick Lover, Pretty Wild Girl, Book of Love, Satisfaction, Sweet Sensuality. We're doing pretty good. That's 6 very, very good tracks. Some great, some very good. None of them are bad. Next up is Vacation. Vacation is not bad either. It's not great, but of the first 7 songs, it'll come in number 7. But I don't mean it's really, really bad. It's filler, nondescript filler once again, which is most of the album. A lot of it's just like nondescript songs. There's nothing really special about them, but they're not bad. They're not bad works of art. I mean, none of these songs are a dog so far. Next up is Neon Pussycat. I can live or die without Neon Pussycat. I mean, most times I skip the song, but I do listen to it from time to time. Nothing terribly bad about it, just not a great one. Next up is On Your Back. And I don't remember On Your Back at all. I think there was actually a re-release of this record with some bonus tracks, and I think On Your Back is a bonus track. I think I need to listen to it and let me see if I can remember it. Because I think that Neon Pussycat was actually the last song on the original release of AC. And of course, AC is now out of print, so you can't pick it up anywhere. But I believe Neon Pussycat was the actual last song on the original 1985 release. And there's another song follows that called Telephone, which I don't remember at all either. So I got to listen to those two to give an objective opinion of it. And that's what I'll do. But let's recap. The Dance Electric, Lipstick Lover, Pretty Wild Girl, Book of Love, Satisfaction, Sweet Sensuality, Vacation, Neon Pussycat. Now I think I'll stop there. But of those 6, 7, 8, there's 9 songs. Of those 9 songs, 7 of them are high quality songs. That is not bad. That is not bad at all. That makes for a good album. And for it, I think one of the things that kind of detracted or took away from Andre's ability to, really have a more outstanding solo career is the fact that of his ties to Prince. And I think a lot of folks kind of looked at him as a Prince knockoff when he wasn't. I think they expected more Prince type. He kind of maybe have been like typecast, so to speak, as a Prince clone, and people were expecting more Prince type related type stuff out of him. And when he didn't provide that, they probably they may have kind of wrote him off or whatever. I think he purposely kind of went towards new wave and techno. He kind of distanced himself away from Prince, And I can kind of understand growing up with this guy, being in this shadow, so to speak, of this massive supernova of talent that you grew up with, and in a lot of ways, was your equal. I guess coming up, and for him to kind of blast off into the stratosphere, really that's that really I think really hindered Andre's career as a solo artist. And like I said before, he made up for it obviously through his production of a lot of huge acts, and most notably Jody Watley. So he had a successful career, and it in no way takes away from his accomplishments as well. He's still making music. He's still making good music. He released a song recently, well, a few years ago, called Black Lives Matter, which is a magnificent song. I love that song. Still listen to it to this day. It's a great song that I highly recommend everyone listen to because it's a very deep song with very strong, very strong instrumentation. It's based on an acoustic song, and his vocals are tremendous, and the lyrics are magnificent, and the subject matter makes it all the much better. So so he's still making great music even to this day, and I think he's actually fronting the revolution now. Obviously, following Prince's death, I think he was the likely choice to kind of pick up the mantle and kind of tribute Prince and kind of keep the legacy going. He did release a song, album entitled "The Stone" as well, which is available on a lot of different streaming outlets like Spotify, so on and so forth. So I highly recommend you take a look at "The Stone" as well, which is a really strong release as well, with some pretty decent tracks that I do like as well. So I guess through the years, I always kind of, looked at Andre as an artist, standalone artist, to himself, and I really enjoyed his music, especially the AC album. I loved the AC album. I listened to it all the time back in 1985, 86, and it was one of those albums where, because I mean, like every day after school, I would come home and I would put on music or whatever, and it would be one of those, tapes that I would put in and listen to. Now I would listen to it every song beginning and end, and without fast forwarding or skipping anything. That's definitely what I did. So it's a high quality record, and I highly recommend you take a look at it and listen to it objectively. Listen to it as a standalone artist. Try if you can disassociate yourself from Prince. Stop expecting Prince when you hear Andre, and listen to Andre the artist. And you can see he did have a considerable amount of talent, and he was a decent singer, a decent instrumentalist. Nothing wrong with him at all, and he had a solid career. He has a solid career, and he's someone that I think you should definitely give a listen to and give him the respect he deserves. I will say this much. I forget. I actually I guess I friended him or whatever on Facebook or whatever, and I actually when Black Lives Matter was released, I actually posted some stuff about it and recommending it to people. He and Andre actually went out and liked and shared my comment. So it was nice that it felt good that he actually recognized that I heard the song and was highly recommending it, and he shared it and all that kind of stuff and reposted it, whatever you call it, not retweeted, reposted it or whatever. Anyways, it was nice that he shared my what I said about his record and everything. So, Andre, if you're listening out there, man, what up? We're Andersons. Who knows? Might even be related. Holla at me, brother. Anyways, I really do like the album. I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's out of print, but you can still catch it on Spotify and I think Tidal and other streaming outlets. It is available. So give it a listen. Let me know what you think about Andre Cymone's record, AC. And also, like I said, his version of the Dance Electric. And let me see, share with me your thoughts on that as well, and the album as a whole. Like I said, the songs to really look out for are the Dance Electric, Lipstick Lover, Book of Love, Pretty Wild Girl, and Sweet Sensuality. Those are ones that are the standouts to me. And my favorite song, of course, is the Dance Electric, followed by Book of Love, followed by Lipstick Lover. So let me know what you think about Andre Cymone, AC, and also his career and his connection to Prince. Because once again, like I said, he was a standout artist on his own, and I'm glad that he shared his talents and music with us, and I'm glad that he's continuing to do it and I'm glad that he's kind of picked up the mantle in honoring his friend that he grew up with, Prince. So that being said, then let me know what you think, because once again, I just told you what Lonzo thinks. Bye.